How are you, man? How are you? I called you. I didn't know this was actually you.
Yeah, no
You
problem.
still live? You still live on YouTube?
Yes, I'm live on YouTube.
Oh, wow. I was watching your live when I was eating lunch. Now I'm driving, but we can still talk here.
All right, what do you want to say to us? Are you a Muslim, my friend?
Well, I'm an ex-Muslim. I left Islam.
Oh, okay. Why you left Islam?
Well, it's because I can't defend the obvious false prophet in history. That's why I left Islam. I'm a born Arab. I'm from Iraq, so I speak Arabic fluently. So I was born Muslim, but I was never like a real practicing Muslim. But I was always skeptical of Islam. And once I started watching David Wood videos and Christian Prince videos and Rob Christian videos, I'm like, I gotta leave this cult, man.
So now you will not get the virgins. Do you know what you did to yourself now?
Now, I don't. The virgins doesn't exist, Habibi. The virgins don't exist.
How you know? I mean, listen, they are sexy and they are beautiful, and you know it.
That is, bro. That's just the lustful brain of a human. That's all that is.
What about
because only the men think about his penis.
What about the 80,000 boys you will get? Don't you want to get the boys?
No, man. I'm not gay.
Okay.
I don't want sex in heaven. First of all.
Okay. What about Allah will give you a banana in the heaven? Don't you like banana?
I can have a banana here.
Oh, from Walmart. You are right. Okay, what about Allah will give you a bracelet from gold?
All that stuff is materialistic stuff, man. That's why our God is so unique, because he's a God of spirit. Our God is spirit.
So you are saying to me, you left Islam to believe in Jesus, who promised you no virgins. What's wrong with you?
He promised me eternal life, and he promised me a forever relationship with the Father, and that's all I could ask for. An eternal relationship with the Father.
Okay, so which one is better? The promise of Allah, as an example, in chapter 78, verse number 33, where Allah, he promised you women with big boobs, or the promise of Jesus?
First of all, Jesus is better, even Jesus is better than Islam. In Islam, Isa is better than Muhammad tenfold. Even if I was a Muslim, I would say Isa is a better example than Muhammad. That's what I would say. Because that's just the obvious. But me, I don't want virgins in heaven. That's what a man who thinks about his zib. You feel me? That's a man who thinks only about his sexual pleasures. Even in hadith, it says that your God is hastened to fulfill your desires on earth. And that's how I see it. Muhammad was just a lustful man, and his disobedience to the God's law is suddenly the perfect commandments, the perfect command for every human to follow, which is a contradiction.
So in your opinion, Muhammad, he was using God as a tool to control people around him and make them his slaves.
He was using God to fulfill his desires,
which is a sexual or money or power, right?
He was using it for political, economical, and physical gain.
Exactly.
He was using it. He was using God.
But what made you come to this conclusion? I mean, if you can share with the people that are listening, you know, you are born in Iraq, as you said, and you are born in a Muslim family. What made you move from that direction? What was the start?
It all started off with Muhammad and Surah 33 verse 21 being the perfect example for all mankind, and then Muhammad marrying Aisha when she was 6. That's where it all started. And then I digged a little deeper, and then it said in Surah 65 verse 4, "Wallahi lam yahudna." And then that was the start. And then Sophia and Muhammad killed her husband, her father, her family, and then he married her. He bought her and then married her. What type of prophet is this? What type of perfect man is this? I thought to myself. I also the captives. Jesus came to set the captives free, but Muhammad came to take more captives, get more captives, you know?
Yeah.
And that's just I just thought to myself, like, I just thought to myself that if there was really a perfect God in the world, which I 100% believe in.
Did you find any good commandment in Islam? Did you find anything to be good?
No. Maybe some. I mean, some Muslims are not like as me, as a Muslim, as an ex-Muslim. Growing up from a Muslim family, you see that these Muslims, they're really genuine and they're really friendly. They're really nice people. I really love Muslims, you know. My parents, let's say they claim to be Sunni Islam, but they're how is it the munafiqun. They say we're Muslim, but they live more like a Western.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying to you. So they are not genuine Muslim. They are
They're
good people. They are good people. But
Jesus, yeah.
if they follow Islam, they will hate everybody.
And that's the thing also. Allah hates Jews, al-Yahud wal-Masih, the Jews and the Christians, and he hates mushrikeen, but the God of the Bible loves those people that Allah hates, you know.
The Quran says that you will not find one person between the believers love even those who they are his own family if they oppose Islam. Chapter 58, verse number 22.
My family is not like that. My family, even though I'm a Christian and I left Islam, they still love me and they still care about me.
Wonderful. You know? Maybe you know you should let your family join us here, and maybe we can help them to accept the Messiah. What do you think?
I mean, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. I like that request. I was talking to my father about Surah 65 verse 4, and then he got confused. He didn't understand. He said this is complicated to understand. I'm like, no, it's not. You just read the ayah and understand. I feel like every time I try to show my mom and dad a hadith about Bukhari or Muslim or Tirmidhi, they like to say this is mahroof. They don't like to listen. They don't like to listen
to
it.
Yeah, they are trying to escape the embarrassment of the stupid Muhammad. I understand. It's not easy. You grow up all your life believing in something or trying to make yourself thinking that this is a prophet. And then you find somebody coming to you, especially from your own household, showing you how stupid this cult is. It's not easy. But you are doing a great job. You know, I encourage you not to give up.
It's because of your work and people like you. Strong people who risk their lives for the truth. I ask for Jesus to bless you, Brother Prince. I ask Jesus to bless you because people like you who expose the truth and who are not afraid, who risk their lives, because I know what you're doing is not easy, especially if you're risking your life for it. And of course, if we talk about Islam, we are risking our lives. And if we show our face, it's an even more risk. So for anyone who does this for the truth, I applaud you because you are a true soldier who is risking their life for the truth. And that's something that I have in my heart too.
You know, if we don't do what we do, then we will not have someone like you, a good-hearted person, being saved. If we say, okay, you know what, there's no hope, Muslims, they hate us, Islam is an evil cult, we will not try to help the Muslims because they don't even deserve our help. That is not what Jesus said. Jesus, he said, I came for the sick, not for the healthy, right? And Jesus, he gave us an example about a shepherd who have like 1,000 sheep, and then one of them is gone. What the shepherd will do? Will leave the 1,000 and go after the one is lost. This is what we do, my friend. We are here to save the Muslims because we love them, and this is why I'm asking you. If you like, you can ask your parents to join us. I will speak to them in a very special patient, you know, and we will try, me and you together, to help them to see, to make them see the truth, and the truth will set them free.
Amen. And actually, you can message me, and I would actually love to do that.
Well, I don't go in Skype unless I am live. So if you want to talk, if you want it in a private, I can do it, but you need to tell me, you know, sometime. But if you like them to go live on air, we can go live on air.
I mean, my mom. You want to know something?
Yeah.
My mom said in the past that the Quran was mahroof. So I think that's a step, you know?
Yeah.
She said the Quran was corrupted. The Quran was corrupted. She said the Quran was corrupted. So I think that's a step in the right direction.
Yeah, that means she knew that this is going to be the book of God. And she is trying to give it explanation why it is not. It's corrupted. But this means that now she already reject whatever is in this book. And this is a good sign, as you said.
Yeah, that was a good sign. My mom, she also threw out the hijab. So that's also a good. That's also a good.
You
thing.
see, do you know what the hijab was for?
To not get molested. Surah 33, verse 59.
Sauda bint Dhama, she went out to do poo-poo.
I've never heard about that story though, but I just know the Quran says to wear hijab so a guy will.
Yeah, but this is because of this is the one who made this verse is not Muhammad, it was Umar. So Umar, Sauda, she went out.
I've heard this argument before. Yeah, I've heard this argument before.
This is not argument. This is what the Muslim says. It's not me. This is in the Sahih Hadith, you know, and this is here. This is Al Bukhari, and this is Sahih Muslim. So Sauda, the old wife of Muhammad, she went out to do poo-poo, and she took off her pant, or let's say,
you pull up the hadith.
Yeah, it's in the screen. I have it already.
Oh,
Sahih Bukhari. Just be careful, my friend. You are driving, right? I don't want you to look. Don't look at the screen. Yeah, later you can look. Sahih Bukhari, hadith number 146. Al Bukhari 146. Okay. So Sauda, she went out, and she is not wearing a veil at that time. There's no veil, and she is doing poo-poo. So Omar, he says, I have recognized you, Sauda. I mean, look how filthy he is. A woman, she is doing poo-poo. Why even you bother her? And why you say that? So he's like, we got you busted. I saw your ass. So then Omar, he knew now the wife, she will go to Muhammad. She will tell him. So Omar, he said to Muhammad, you know, man, why you don't ask your wife to cover themselves, man? Like, come on. Okay. And then Muhammad, he took exactly what Umar said, and he made it a Quran. So when you say this is in the Quran was given from Umar. This is why Umar, he says, وافقني ربي في ثلاث. My Lord agree with me in 3 things. Some hadith says 10 things. And one of them is the chapter of Al-Hijab, and he says, Allah, he sent it as I said. As I said. Imagine. Exactly, one word by word. And here you ask yourself, who is the God? Allah or Umar? And why Muhammad, he claimed that nobody can make Quran, and then Allah, he take the Quran from Umar. You know?
Yeah, I've heard this. I've heard someone say this before, and I think you're right, because I've had a conversation with a Muslim guy on Instagram. It was like a group chat. They were talking about the same thing that you was talking about, but I was never really like in this with it. You understand?
Yeah. Anyway, so you know, obviously, what kind of a prophet he received his religion from a man who saw his wife bum, and what kind of God he take what Omar, he said, and obviously Omar is a bad person. He take it and he put it as it is in the Quran.
Omar said, you know what surprised me about Omar? And in another hadith, Omar said that the stone cannot benefit me or harm me, right? But in another hadith, Allah's messenger said that the black stone will become like, it will have a mouth and will have an eye, and on the day of resurrection it will testify. So we can clearly see that Omar and Muhammad contradict each other.
Well, you see, Omar here is exposing the stupidity of Muhammad. But here you notice how coward Muhammad is. He feared Omar. Because when Omar, he said that, is it possible that Muhammad did not hear that? There's no way.
Hear what? Hear what? I don't understand.
Like when Omar, he says, I know that you are a stone. You don't hurt and you don't do benefit, correct?
Yeah. Shouldn't
Muhammad right away says to him, what are you talking about? I am the prophet and I know what is right. You are wrong.
Yeah.
Muhammad, he never answered him. He never said this is not true.
Muslims use the specific hadith to contradict their idolatry, but in the same like, if you do some more research like I've done, you can see that they clearly contradict each other. Omar and Muhammad.
Because if the black stone is going to be a witness in the day of judgment, as Muhammad said, then Omar is lying. So which one of them is lying? So the Muslim, as you said, they use that hadith just to win a point that we don't worship the stone, but they ignore what Muhammad said about That the stone will witness for you, will have mouth, will have ears, will have eyes.
Exactly. And then the thing is that it will. There's another hadith in Al-Tirmidhi, Jama' Al-Tirmidhi. It says that it will erase your sin, something like that.
Yeah.
I read it.
Yeah. The black stone and the Yemeni corner, both of them, when you touch them, they erase your sin.
Yeah. And I've seen hadith from Ibn Abbas himself that Khair al-Ummah, they call him Khair al-Ummah, something like that.
Hibru Ummah. Hibru.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I can't even say it correctly. But anyway,
yeah.
I've saw hadith from him. They say that that Al-Safa and Al-Marwa were not Sunnah until after Muhammad's death, and they were like the pagans used to go back and forth from Al-Safa and Al-Marwa and stuff like that. So it's like full of paganism. Like you can see.
Even the Quran explained that. Yeah, Al-Quran explained that Al-Safa and Al-Marwa is a pagan thing, because if you read the story,
in the Quran it says Al-Safa and Al-Marwa are the signs of Allah, but in the Hadith we see that the pagans used to run back and forth.
Yeah, but if you notice, in there it says that there is no sin to practice it. Did you ask yourself why it says no sin?
I have not read that before, so yeah. I don't know.
Chapter 2, verse number 158. It says that As-Safa and Al-Marwa, they are among the symbol of Allah, or the shrine of Allah. So those who visit the house and they do the Safa al-Marwa, there is no sin for them to do so. Why? Because Muslims, they said to Muhammad, well, as long now we are not going to follow those, why we are practicing As-Safa and Al-Marwa, which was the pagan shrine from before Islam. Muhammad, he have a group of the Arab who became a Muslim. They refused to stop worshipping or acting the Safa and Marwa. So Muhammad, he don't want to lose them. So he said, you know what? As-Safa and Marwa is from the shrine of Allah. Practice it, and there is no sin in that. Don't worry about sin. Go and do it. So Muhammad the hypocrite, he followed us. What is the Safa and Marwa? There is a guy, he had sex with the women in the Kaaba, and Allah, he made them stones. And then they placed the two stones as let us say, idols, one in a hill and the other one in the other side of the hill. And the pagan, they used to go and walk between them and touch their private parts. So Muhammad, he kept that practice as part of his religion, and there's no excuse and there's no explain why in the world how this has become part of the shrine of Allah. Simply because it is the shrine of Allah, because simply Allah is a pagan god from before Islam, and it's what they have.
Well, simply I would say that Islam was adopting stories and adopting things that were, how I should say, fabrications and fairy tales from agnostics, from all a sect of Judaism, all these things. Like Muhammad was adopting stories, like the Trinity. As you said, it was the Father, Jesus, and Mary. If your God can't even represent an ideology correctly, how do you know that's the true God? Like, that's how I was thinking to myself. Like,
you know, this will remind me when I decided to work as an English teacher. So I applied to Stanford, and I told them I want to work as an English teacher. Then they asked me to write some information about myself, and then I wrote that I wrote some information, and then they look at my writing. They says, "But look like you do not know English." I said, "Well, do I need to know English to teach English?"
Yes, of course.
Well, this is Muhammad. Muhammad did not know what the Trinity. He want to teach the Christians not to follow the Trinity. Muhammad, he is a knowledgeable person about, suddenly he is a person who knows how the baby is made, how the universe is made. Muhammad, the Jews, they keep getting him busted. They told him, okay, there's a prophet, his name is Zulqarnain, tell us about him. Muhammad, he got the trap. He told them, oh, Jibreel just told me. And he started telling them about Zulqarnain. He found where the sun set. So this idiot, he's an idiot.
I remember a jihadi left Islam because of that story.
Anyway, my friend, I'm happy to have you. Feel free to let your parents join us one day if you like. and I will be happy to talk to them.
Of course.
All right.
I'm happy that you answered. I'm happy that you answered, man. I appreciate you very much, and I appreciate your work in it. And it actually works, man. So keep doing what you're doing, bro.
Thank you. God bless you. And say hello to your family, please.
God bless you.
Bye-bye. Take care.
Have a great day.
You too. Thank you very much, guys, for being here. May the Lord bless you. Please download the video immediately after we finish. Christ is Lord, Islam is false, and we will see you soon again. Thank you. Take care.